Animal Company Lost Media. It is the most crazy and mysterious media to ever surface on this planet. But before I can get into any of this crazy, creepy, and mysterious media, I'm gonna need you guys to like and most importantly subscribe, since we are so close to 90k. And once we reach 90k, there's going to be a 5,000 company coin giveaway, as well as a giveaway for one of these skins right here. So make sure you guys do like the video so more people can see all of Animal Company's Lost Media, and subscribe to get me closer to 90k. And join my Discord down below if you have any lost media you would like to give me. But since this is a touchy subject for some people because it is scary, if you have to click off the video and you aren't tough enough to go through it, that is completely fine, guys. But it is a warning, it's gonna get very intense. I'm kidding. We're about to get right into today's video with all of the most crazy lost media that Animal Company has ever really seen. So now let's get right into it. So guys, Animal Company Lost Media, or just lost media in general, is a crazy big thing if you didn't realize. Every single video game to ever come out has lost media. Lost media is essentially just media that has been lost through updates or patches. So things that the game has changed before it comes out. So let's say a game is like, I'm gonna bring in a new currency, and then in their next update that comes up, they don't bring it out and it gets forgotten forever. That is exactly what lost media is. And Animal Company has quite a lot of this lost media. The first piece of lost media, though, connecting to a big puzzle of lost media, is the Long Isle Monster. Now, the Long Isle Monster has been leaked for quite a long time to be in Animal Company. And originally it was supposed to be the biggest monster in Animal Company, but the devs decided just against it because it was just going to be too complex of a model, and we'll never know if we're going to see this ever again inside the game. Make sure you do leave a comment down below on what your favorite part of this video was so that I know exactly. And make sure you guys comment down below your favorite piece of lost media in the comment section. Now, the next piece of lost media, now this is like a kind of a harder one to understand. So basically, if you guys didn't know, Animal Company players have a watch on the wrist, right? This is where you can see your currency, your company coins, and your research points, right? It also says what channel you're on. You can change this up to 9 channels, and then it goes back down. And your health bar, as well as how much money, how full your bag is, and how heavy your bag is. So let's say I pick up an item. Let's just say I pick up a single item like a rocket. It is going to add to my grand total. Let's say I grab another item, add to it again. Let's say I grab a heavier item, such as a backpack. It adds to it immensely. Whereas if I stuff something in a bag, let's say I grab a bag that's basically almost full from my inventory right here in the storage container. Let's just say I grab this one with cheese. It is going to tell me that this... Well, it actually doesn't work properly. It's supposed to tell me if that's full or not. I guess it's not going to work. But the early versions of this watch, the ones that'll never see the light of day, was it's basically you were able to customize your watch. Okay, there'll be a video on screen. It's basically going over how the watch was supposed to be. I don't know exactly what it is, but the editor will go over it a little bit.
That's something I really wish they would have kept, because it would have added more to the game, of course. Because while you were escaping or creeping around in like creepy different places in the map, you could use this watch in different ways, which I thought would have been cool. Another monster. On the topic of monsters that Animal Company never added, or designs that they never added, more like Armstrong. For all of those who know what Armstrong is, he is the beefiest monster in Animal Company. He can be found in the New Mines map, and he walks around on 2 limbs. He has little tiny legs. If you look really closely at him, make sure you guys look. I'll zoom in a picture right now, like zoom in to his little legs. And the early designs of this monster, Armstrong, were a lot different. Like he looked more simplistic, raw, and a bit more creepy, to be honest with you guys. But he didn't make the final cut because they did changes on all these monsters that I was talking about. Now, the next bit of lost media was the lost maps and overall game design. Now, overall, when they were making their game, there was quite a lot of maps that got forgotten, or they got changed, or deleted. One of those maps that was changed was on the watch. So originally, when you were able to look on the watch, you could see the map as a big map, like see where everything was, right? At one point, the entire map was viewable, with 4 additional parts that would have made navigation a lot easier. Why did they change it? Because the map always keeps changing every update, and with the map always revolving and revolutionizing, the developers didn't want to have to change the watch design every single time. So that's why, to this day, it's been a normal watch. Another thing that was meant to be originally in the game was just a game mode for exploration so that players couldn't die. It's kind of like the same idea as the new no combat mode, where if you go on the computer and type in no PvP, you can't get killed in lobbies. But it was more so supposed to be where there wasn't monsters, players couldn't kill you and all you did was explore maps. You will notice this in early development when people were playing in the older original Animal Company map. I've done this before. The video was taken down, I think, on my channel for copyright reasons. But in that map, there's no monsters, just creepy caves, creepy forests, and it's dark. Also, a mode that might be getting added soon, and a mode that had been in the files before, was dark mode. This was meant to be played on VR. When you were in Animal Company, you could turn it on through the computer, and it would be dark everywhere, completely creepy. Now, the next section we're going to be moving on to is called the Forgotten Features section. This section is going to be taking up all of the forgotten parts of Animal Company, such as item forgotten features that were never added or are still in the files to be added. First, we're going to be going over the grappling gun. Well, an earlier version of this grappling gun. You see, the original grappling gun was way more rugged and meant to be more for like outdoorsy stuff, so like rock climbing and stuff like that. It was a way more rugged design. If I have a picture, I'll put it on the screen as we speak. But this design would have been more traversal. It would have looked more of what it was supposed to be, you know what I mean? It would have fit its job better, because the current grappling hook is kind of soft looking, but the original one was meant to be outdoors. It was meant to be outgoing, and they've kind of just changed that design over time. Whereas in the actual shop, there was items like the rocket launcher hidden in the coming soon section, which is now in the game, and it's finally in the tech tree is where you can actually unlock this rocket launcher, and then you can purchase it in the shop. And speaking of that, the tech tree was originally going to be all yellow per design screen, of course. It's kind of a minor change, but they did actually change it to green. I don't know why they decided to. Yellow would have been pretty bright though, I do know that. Animal Company also originally had plans for 3D printer item. It was like an item that could 3D print any other item you wanted. So let's say you wanted just a random object on the go, you could 3D print it with this 3D print item. That would have been a cool item. It would have been pricey. I know that. It would probably be like $20,000 for the one item, but it would have been cool in the game. Now, another thing that is in the files, whether they are going to add it, have not added it yet, is money. An actual physical currency that you could pick up and trade with other players for certain items. So I've talked about this quite a lot in past videos, but it's been rumored to come into the game for a long time. I hope it does. Make sure you leave a comment down below if you want this in the game. I really want it to. And a little bit more of a minor thing, the TV in Stump once showed Super Smash Bros. And then eventually got replaced with bundle ads and like other things later, like the E9 dog is now on there. Another piece of like lost game footage was when players could jump into this Super Smash Bros. Screen. It was a couple updates ago and it's actually pretty recent, but you could jump in and teleport to any part of the map, and I think they should have kept that in the game because it made traveling way easier and way more lucrative, since you could just travel wherever you wanted and come back really fast without putting as much effort in. Now we're going to be moving on to the absolute best section in my opinion, which is the mines update, what it could have been. And there's a lot of things that were not added that I think should have been. First off, the giant spider. Well, it is in the game, right? The original was supposed to be way bigger, way scarier, and way more daunting to the average player. The one they added is actually just a baby version of that. So if you think that's scary, the original spider was way scarier. And originally the mines update was supposed to launch during the Christmas or Halloween update, in between those times. They actually had to delay launch quite a long time because of certain features that took a long time to develop. Then another thing that I wish they would have kept was the ores spawning at the spawn area. They took this out right before the update came out, and originally you were supposed to be able to mine ores right when you got in the game so that you didn't have to go all the way down to mines if you wanted a quick bit of cash. They took this out though to make it harder for players to get more money. Kind of an L. And sticky dynamite was originally colored all red, but it was kind of like an invisible feature, so you could go up to someone and stick them. Whereas now you can tell it's sticky because there's these little white blobs on it and it's blue. Some of these concepts would have made the update even more intense. Imagine stepping into a spawn and boom, you are in ore mine, like extraordinary. Like, you know, you have all the ores right there. And do you guys remember the tiger skin? Well, it's currently in the game, but originally it was going to be a way different skin. It was going to look way different and overall a bit cooler. Whereas the turtle had many shell variants, normal, spiked, and bumpy. Now it's just a whole layer of detail that's just gone. The only thing now is it's just smooth. Kind of boring. Now that we've went over every single section that I could think of in Animal Company, let me know down below if I missed anything. And let me know what your opinion is on things they've changed, whether they shouldn't have changed it, or it was for the better. Also, let me know what your predictions are, future updates down in the comments. And thank you to everyone who's watched this Lost Media video. If you enjoyed this, leave a comment, like, most importantly subscribe, and join my Discord if you'd like to talk to me more. Thank you all for watching, and as always, I will see you all later.